Summit for Peace. Veterans and their families want a beer summit for peace. Veterans and their families want a beer summit for peace. Veterans and their families want a beer summit for peace. Veterans and their families want a beer summit for peace.
Thank you. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
It was awesome hearing your chanting.
It was awesome hearing your chanting.
It gave us hope.
It gave us hope.
It energized us.
It energized us.
We thank you for
We
standing with us.
We thank you for standing with us.
We spoke to Secret Service.
We spoke to Secret Service.
They were very clear.
They were very clear
That they have a one-voice policy.
that they have a one-voice policy.
We asked to get a message delivered
We asked to get a message delivered
to the President of the United States
to the President of the United States
that we want our beer summit
that we want our beer summit
for peace,
for peace,
and we want it now.
and we want it now.
We asked them,
We asked them,
could they pass the message along?
could they pass the message along?
Again, one-voice policy.
Again, one-voice policy.
They said they would give us the phone number,
They said they would give us the phone number,
which we had.
which we had.
We have been asked. Okay. We have asked them, to pass our message on to anyone.
We have asked them to pass our message on to anyone,
And they said to call this number
and they said to call this number
because they have a one-voice policy.
because they have a one-voice policy.
202.
Start over. Start over.
202.
202
406.
406
57.
57
08.
08
The 202.
202
406.
406
57.
57
08.
08.
They were very courteous.
They were very courteous.
They informed us
They informed us
that the White House staff is at Camp David.
that the White House staff is at Camp David.
I'm sorry, the President of the United States and his family is at Camp David.
The President of the United States and his family are at Camp David.
And asked them,
And asked them,
and Wright asked them, then who's running the war?
then who's running the war?
I got him on speakerphone, all right? Tell him what we have to say with our one voice.
What do we want?
Beer summit for peace.
We want a beer summit. We want a beer summit. We want a beer summit. Beer summit for peace. Beer summit for peace. Beer summit for peace. Beer summit for peace.
A beer summit for peace.
Beer summit for peace. Beer summit for peace. Beer summit for peace. Beer summit for peace.
2,
Beer summit for peace.
1.
Beer summit for peace. Cut.
We ask all of you
We ask all of you
to call this number
to call
This number
to ask to speak to the White House
to ask to speak to the White House
for our beer summit.
for our beer summit for peace.
Email the White House
And email the White House
asking for our beer summit for peace.
asking for our beer summit for peace.
We inform Secret Service
We inform Secret Service
that we will be back,
that we will be back,
and we will.
and we will. President at whitehouse.gov.
President at
whitehouse.gov.
We'll even bring the beer.
Thank you all very much.
And I'll buy the beer, Obama.